Hi, my name's Danielle.
Hey, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Naya, and this is Troop 10344. This is the video for our Silver Award project, which is making pet bags for Good Karma Pet Shelter. Pet bags are basically these bags that they give to people who adopt animals to help them take care of the animals. They've got like treats, basics on pet care, which we're gonna go over soon. And the best part, they're made from recycling t-shirts.
Hi, my name's Stephanie, and I'm going to be covering the supplies you need to get for your pets. First off, we're going to start with dogs. You're of course going to want to get food bowls for your dog. That's just kind of a given. Same thing with a water bowl. You're going to want to get a collar or a harness. It depends on what kind of dog you get, because some of them are more suitable for a harness, but then again, some other breeds are much better with a collar. Sure, it is much easier to get a bad collar, but it can also really harm the dog with a harness as well. Then again, also you're going to want to get a leash for your dog. Sure, there are some dogs that are trained that not need a leash, but then again, that's not all of the cases, and it's much better to keep your dog on a leash at all times, especially when you're walking them or being outside in a dog park. Then we have a dog bed, just in case you don't want your dog sleeping in your bed. Some people do, some people don't, and either way, you're gonna need a place for your dog to sit down and be comfortable. And then finally, a crate if your dog ends up not liking thunder or just needing them to stay in there for a while, either one. And now moving on to cats. Cats need a bunch of supplies and a lot more than dogs. Like they need a litter box just in case your cat isn't fully trained, and it's very hard to train a cat more than dogs. So it's best if you get a litter box. And some people, they don't like litter boxes because they're really smelly, but there are odor controlled litter that you can buy from any store, and it keeps the bad smell out of the house. Then you're gonna wanna get a collar for your cat. A lot of people don't like collars on their cats, but it's much better to get one. The cat might be able to take it off easy, and don't ever tie it too tight, but it is best to buy one just in case. Then you're gonna wanna get a scratching post just in case you don't have couch protectors, so your cat doesn't damage any furniture, because a lot of people complain about that, or just anything that they can use for their claws every once in a while. And then finally, some toys, because sometimes cats get bored, and then if they get bored with their toys, then they're going to start using household objects instead, and nobody likes it when their cats just start randomly knocking stuff off counters. Or they might get really depressed and bored, and they might end up getting super depressed and getting health issues due to that. On the topic of supplies, especially with the food bowls and water bowls, it's most important to get your pet, dog or cat, fresh water 24/7. You don't have to refill the bowl every 5 minutes, but it is definitely important to have at least half the water bowl full at all times, especially if you have a cat. Then, on to feeding, you're gonna wanna feed your dog or cat at least 3 times every single day. Once near the morning, once near what some people consider lunchtime, and then one at dinner. And then if you really want to, if you take your dog on a walk or something, you can get them a treat or handle their dental plan afterwards. Again, on the topics of walking your dog and other stuff, you're gonna wanna be able to socialize your pet. Cats don't need as much socializing, but dogs, they especially need to have some social time, especially with other people, because then they can get depressive behaviors, and they could end up, again, affecting their health, their eating habits, and overall just their mood in general. And then, again with that, onto the topic of walking.
It's very important to walk your dogs to socialize them, because just like Stephanie said, socialization is very important.
Yes.
And it's also important because when you walk your dog, that's their time to get their fresh air, and that's also their time to use the bathroom. You shouldn't just walk them daily, but multiple times daily. Think of it like this. You need to use the bathroom multiple times a day, right? So does your dog. Please walk them. It's not fun to clean up animal poop in your house.
Exactly. Just
Brushing your dog's teeth is also very important. Just like people, they can get cavities and they can get really bad breath. Worse breath than humans, by far. Because they eat some stinky things. And also, to make sure you don't use human toothbrushes or toothpaste. Similar to how many things humans can eat are toxic to dogs, human toothpaste can do the same thing. It's not good for their stomach. And also, human toothbrushes can damage their gums, so if you use the physical manner of brushing their teeth, you want to use a specific toothbrush made for dogs. There's also the option of using treats that clean their teeth, like Denti sticks. These are both happy and healthy.
So, if you ever see your dog like acting differently, if they're like throwing up, their poop is discolored, they're not eating, or if they like recently like got hurt in some way, like if they fell down from somewhere kind of high and they're like limping, please bring them to your nearest vet. Or if anything, get your pet some insurance to help with anything that happens to them, because just like human medical expensive, animal expensive can be also pretty expensive. So get your animal get them some insurance. If anything happens to them, bring them to the vet, and bring them to a good vet as well. Check the reviews, check to see how other people have felt after bringing their animal to that vet, and make sure they're good so that your pet can get the best care. So you know how you bathe yourself every single day? Well, you don't have to bathe your animal every single day. You should do it like every once in a while. You get all the dirt and grime out of their fur, and like see if there's anything on them, any bugs on them, like ticks or like anything that could be harmful to them. While on the topic of bathing your dog, you should also groom them at least once or twice a month. Especially if you have like a dog that's hyperallergenic, which means it doesn't shed. You have to get them groomed, or else they're just gonna be covered in their own fur. And if you live in someplace hot like Florida, it's just gonna be uncomfortable for them because they can't just shed it themselves. So you gotta get your dog groomed. You gotta bring them to the groomer. You gotta get them brushed, and like trim their fur, and especially their nails. But if you intend on trimming their nails by yourself, be very careful. Don't trim your cat's nails. This only counts for dogs. If you want to trim your dog's nails, please be careful, because if you trim them too short, they can start to bleed. So at least like check out like how a groomer would cut a dog's nails before you try cutting your own. Thank you for adopting your pet, and thank you for bringing them to their forever home. I hope that this video and the bags that came along with it will help you in taking care of your forever pet.